Alright, so the Tomb has been out for a little over 48 hours now, and a lot of people seem to not like this map. A lot of people have been saying that the map's too small, there's not enough side Easter eggs, the main quest is too easy, the boss fight's a snooze fest, which, by the way, if you're saying that, I don't know if we're playing the same map or not. They got all those problems, the Easter egg cutscene being a little anticlimactic. I've been seeing a lot of complaints about the Tomb, and I've gotta say, I really enjoy this map. I do. I think this map is quite a lot of fun. I think the map layout, while it is very simple, I think it does flow pretty nice. I think the map layout's like basically a better Revelations. I like how the map looks. Like, I'm not even talking about the Dark Aether. I'm talking about like the main map, the spawn room. I think it looks great. It really does. I'm not someone who minds daytime zombie maps, so this map setting does not bother me. If you don't like daytime zombie maps, then maybe this does bother you, I don't know, but regardless, the only part of the map that's really in broad daylight is the spawn room. The rest of the map is either indoors or in the Dark Aether, which, speaking of which, the Dark Aether, man, oh my goodness. That Dark Aether part of the map looks absolutely insane. It looks so freaking good. Whoever made that at Treyarch, hats off to you. You did a phenomenal job. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I'm a sucker for vibrant colors, bright colors. Some of my favorite maps of all time, aesthetically speaking, are Raven of Redwoods, Revelations. So seeing another map have super bright, super vibrant colors, and on top of that, a Dark Aether map and the Dark Aether story, finally incorporating the Dark Aether into a map, and it's not just like a time thing where you see it for a minute and then it's gone. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is what I've been begging for maps upon maps. Ever since like D Machine, I was like, alright, it'd be really cool if we could explore more of the Dark Aether and the Dark Aether story. And it's not just the colors, it's everything. It's the skybox, it's the ambience, it's the colors, it's the interactable pods. Like, this part of the map just in general feels like it was just ripped straight out of a Blundell map, and that is not a bad thing at all. If you took that as a bad thing, you shouldn't. I'm someone whose favorite games are the latter half of BO2, BO3, BO4, so me saying it reminds me of a Blundell map, that's about as nice a compliment as a zombies map can get. No, but this part of the map has so much personality. Like, I've probably spent 250 rounds in the Dark Aether Nexus already since this map came out 2 days ago, and I'm still not tired of killing zombies in there. And that leads me right to my next thing I love about this map, and that is the Ice Staff. Now, to be completely transparent, when we found out that we were getting the Ice Staff back, and apparently it was quote-unquote leaked, that the only way to upgrade it was going to be through Pack-a-Punch, and there wouldn't have been a side quest for it, when we heard those leaks, my hype for this map kind of died out a little bit, both because of the leaks and also, going back to Origins, the Ice Staff has always been my least favorite staff. I know it's statistically the best staff, I'm not saying it's a bad staff, I know it's not a bad staff, that's not what I'm saying, but I am someone who likes to train around a zombies map, like not just like train in one area, like train around the map. Like, when I play Origins, my preferred training spot is starting at Jug, and then looping around there a couple times, and then once I get overwhelmed, I go down the tank path, and then I hop in the trenches and go to Gen 2. And then from there, I go to the tank station, and hop back down the other side, and then I go through the workshop and go back up, and I basically rinse and repeat from there. So training in a map like Origins, where there's mud everywhere, and zombies can literally spawn out of the ground and block you and very easily screw you over, I hope you can understand why I'm not a big fan of the Ice Staff. Like I said, I know it's a great staff for camping, I know it's statistically the best staff for getting high rounds, but for my playstyle, I would rather pick any other staff than the Ice one. The whole reason I'm going down this weird tangent about Origins though, is because I actually think the Ice Staff suits my playstyle more in BO6 than it ever did in BO2 or BO3. Like, unupgraded, yeah, this thing's still kind of cheeks, but when you upgrade this thing, it becomes so strong, and it instantly freezes the zombies. It doesn't do the thing the old Ice Staff did, where it would take like 3 to 4 seconds for the zombies to freeze up before they'd fall over and die. No, like, as soon as you shoot a charged staff shot, they will instantly freeze up and they can't hit you. Not only that, but the radius on the Ice Staff shot is so much bigger than it was in BO2. And let's just look at this weapon inspect real quick. Absolutely incredible. Moving on from the Ice Staff though, let's talk about the enemies, because this is one of the few problems I have with this map. The enemies are all recycled. There's no new enemies on this map, and in fact, only one of these enemies wasn't recycled from a previous map in this game already. If you haven't played this map yet, the enemy pool on this map is the Amalgam from Terminus and Citadel, the Doppelgast from Citadel, the Vermin from Liberty Falls, the Parasite from every single map in this game, and the Mimic from Firebase Z. It's a shame they're recycling the same enemies for every single map, and I know that they technically have have a reason in the story why they can do this, but that still doesn't mean I have to like it. Part of why every single Zombies map in the past felt unique is because they all had different enemies on them. Like, could you imagine the Avogadro was on Transit, and Nuketown, and Die Rise, and Mob of the Dead, and Buried? Could you imagine that? Or could you imagine if the Thrasher was on The Giant, Zetsubo no Shima, Drak, Revelations? That would completely take away the Thrasher's personality and how he fits into a map. Because yeah, he fits Zetsubo perfectly, but if he's also in a snowy map, and a fiery map, and a really cool space map, and he doesn't fit any of those, then you care about him less and you're less intimidated by him. But let's circle back around to the Mimic real quick, because the Mimic in Firebase Z, and matter of fact all of Cold War, was one of my least favorite enemies ever. I did not like anything about him. The fact he can just randomly spawn in drops, and he'll just randomly spawn in by you running around the map holding the last zombie. I didn't like the fact that he can grab you. I didn't like how much damage he did. I just did not like this enemy at all. Since they brought him back with BO6 though, I actually think they made him better. Unfortunately, he can still spawn in random drops around the map, but there is a way to tell where he is now. When you go within the general vicinity of where one of the Mimic drops are, you'll start getting a shock effect on the side of your screen. And this is literally impossible to miss, so as long as you're paying attention, then running into a ground Mimic shouldn't really be a problem on this map. And also, they made him do less damage in this game too, which is another really nice addition. And I don't know this for sure, although it does feel like it, but I'm pretty sure that they made him slower too. I remember him being faster in Cold War, but maybe that's just because we're a lot faster in BO6. I don't know. I will say though, even though I don't totally hate his return on this map, it is kind of annoying that there are two enemies on this map that can both grab you. You have the Mimic that can do his grab attack, and also, like I said, the Amalgam, which has his grab attack. So if you have both of those enemies in the map at the same time, you're gonna have a bad experience that round. But besides that, all these maps being recycled, I think the enemies flow with this map pretty well. Like, there's no enemy in this map that totally disrupts your gameplay flow, like the Alpha Omega Nova Bombers, Shaolin Shuffle Ninja Zombies, etc. No, I haven't played high rounds yet, and trust me, I really want to. It's probably gonna be one of the first things I do as soon as I finish recording all these videos. I want to. We'll be going for a Tomb Round 100 attempt, but I haven't went for high rounds yet, so I don't exactly know for sure how they play. But what I have done is the Easter egg, and let's talk about this for a little bit. A lot of people think this Easter egg is way too easy, way too short, and people have been saying that for the majority of BO6's life cycle so far. Like, people were saying that Terminus and Citadel were too easy, and although they are able to be completed without it taking 15 attempts or 5 hours or something, the difficulty of the eggs themselves so far in this game, for the most part, have been pretty good. I think Terminus Easter egg is pretty solid, and I think its boss fight is great. In Citadel, I think the Easter egg lacks a little bit of flow, but the boss fight is really good. With the tomb though, I just feel like we were kind of like bait and switched on this map. Like, not, okay, maybe that's the wrong verbiage, but what I'm trying to say is, to start this Easter egg, you have to build and upgrade the Ice Staff. And to do that, it's like 7 steps long, and it takes 15-20 minutes to do. Like, it is not an easy thing to do at all. Like, if you disregard the fact that you needed a cheat sheet to upgrade the one on Origins, then I would say that upgrading the Ice Staff on this map is a lot harder than it ever was on Origins. Like, the game gets you into like an Easter egg mindset, like legit. One of the steps for upgrading the Ice Staff is literally looking in the sky and shooting rocks. This is Revelations 2.0. We're shooting rocks to upgrade the Wonder Weapon, and the Easter egg is just do 4 lockdowns and then you go into boss fight. That's literally it. Upgrade the Ice Staff, do 4 lockdowns, and then the boss fight. That is way too short, especially with how complex the Ice Staff upgrade is. When I say this needed to be harder, I'm not saying I wanted it to be Blood of the Dead 2.0, or Dead of the Night 2.0, or Garage Kroger 2.0. That's not what I'm saying. I think this Easter egg would have been perfect if there was just 2 steps in between upgrading the Ice Staff and the lockdowns. Like 2 steps that each take like 5-10 minutes to do, and then you do the lockdowns. I think that would be a fine Easter egg, especially when paired with this boss fight, because the boss fight itself is a lot of fun. It's not an easy fight, it's not a free fight, and it's a very intense boss fight. I've completed it 4 times already, and I've failed it probably more than that, and I'm still struggling with this boss fight at times. So Treyarch, I gotta ask the question, why is it so hard to upgrade the Ice Staff, and why is the boss fight so hard if the rest of the Easter egg is just gonna be a snooze fest? Like, I'm trying to think, and I just cannot wrap my head around why they would do that. But moving on from the boss fight, which, like I said, it's a pretty good boss fight. It is. It's just a shame that this boss fight is on this map with this Easter egg, because the Easter egg itself is very lackluster. But like I said, moving on from the boss fight itself, the end cutscene for this map. And real quick, I'm gonna flash a spoiler graphic on the screen right now. Skip ahead in the video until this spoiler graphic is off the screen. I was really hoping that we get something to get the story going. Sam, Eddie, a fast travel, something from Chaos, something to get this story going. And instead, they put it off for another map. We're right there, like you can tell. They're about to drop some serious stuff in the next map. But we have been chasing the Sentinel artifact for 3 maps now, and we finally got it on this map. I feel like we should have gotten something or some sort of hint as to what we're doing next, but all we know is that we're taking the Sentinel artifact back to Sam, back at Liberty Falls. Remember, Sam's at Liberty Falls, Richtofen's at Liberty Falls, Panos is at Liberty Falls, so stuff's about to hit the fan in this next map, or at least so I think. It would have been nice to have a little more in this map, because even though the rest of the map feels pretty nice, when you take into account this Easter egg, the lack of new enemies, and the end cutscene not really progressing the story, it's really hard to defend this map when everyone says it was rushed. Because when you look at these things, it kinda does look like it was rushed. Like it kinda looks like this map could have had another month or 2 to cook. Gameplay wise, aesthetically, just hopping on, killing zombies, I think this map's a lot of fun. Just for doing that, this map is probably my second favorite in BO6 so far. Right now, if you had me rank all these maps from best to worst, I would go Terminus, The Tomb, Citadel, Liberty Falls. I really like this map, but like I said, not having any new enemies, or not having a new wonder weapon either, the quest being really short and really easy and basically repeats of challenges from other maps and other games, and the end cutscene had some real wows to her like Terminus had, it does drag the overall experience of this map down quite a bit. And it's a shame because this map has a lot going for it, it really does. I don't know if the community's going to be able to come around to this map in around a year or 2 and say, hey, you know what, the Tomb actually wasn't that bad. I don't know if that's going to happen, we'll just have to wait and see, but rest assured, as of right now, I am a fan of the Tomb. What do you guys think about the Tomb so far though? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you all for watching, shout out to my members, thank you all so much for supporting me, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.